Hey guys, so this is my first live on YouTube. Um, and I'm kind of new to it, but I wanted to hop on here and just chat a little bit, talk about current events, the videos that I've been posting, the situations unfolding all around us right now, and then just put my feelers out there on what you guys are thinking and what you're seeing and what you're feeling. Um, First, let's talk about the sky booms. Those are interesting. And the reason why I want to talk about the sky booms first is because how they started and then what happened today. So, if you guys haven't heard, there was a 7.0 magnitude earthquake in Northern California all the way up to the Oregon coast. And now they first had the tsunami warning for Northern California, and then which they canceled, but they still have an active tsunami warning. I believe it may be active for Oregon. I started seeing a couple of videos of people evacuating. The reason why I want to talk about that is because of these sky booms. So we know it's the hot topic, right? Everybody's talking about it. People are starting to post their videos of these. I think, me personally, I think they're sonic booms. And the reason why I think they're sonic booms is because of how it resonates on video. That, right? We know that's illegal. There cannot be any type of sonic boom testing just because we know what it does to wildlife, us, how it affects us. But what my point is all of these sonic booms that are being heard everywhere, multiple states, not just Idaho, but everywhere. And then all of a sudden this massive earthquake and now tsunami where there's never been a tsunami. I don't believe in recorded history there's ever been a tsunami on the West Coast. Don't quote me, but I don't believe there's ever been one. So I don't know. And then we had all these UFOs and the invasion that never happened. I mean, am I the only one? Or hold on. I just enabled your chat. Sorry, guys. I think the government is behind it. So, Cash, I have to be very careful with what I say, but I want to agree with you. That or it's a private party doing some sort of testing that they're not supposed to be doing. And then, why can't? So, we didn't have the tsunami. No, they didn't have a tsunami. But the thing is that they had to issue a warning on the West Coast. That's crazy. That's crazy. Like that. I mean, there's more chance of a magnitude 9.0 earthquake, like back in the what was it 1912? Not 1912, 1902, when the big one hit San Francisco and it burned down. Of that happening than an actual tsunami. So that's why it's just suspicious. I don't believe in coincidences. There's just too many things that are happening and for us to think that it's just natural. Are they practicing doing drills? I mean, and Paula said, are they practicing doing drills? They could be. But here's the thing. You can't practice sonic boom testing. It's illegal. We as a human being, radio frequencies mess with us. It has to do with I can't get, because I really don't. I mean, I read about it, but I can't be like that whole scientist and tell you exactly how it messes with us. It's because something with the radio frequencies, the sonic boom. A sonic boom can kill a human person, but it messes with us. So they're actually illegal. They cannot be doing this type of testing. So if they're doing drills, what kind of drills are they doing and why? And it's due to the earthquakes, we have so many. So Cash said, due to the earthquakes, we have so many. I want to actually talk about that. So I was doing a little bit of research on the earthquakes that have been happening for the year of 2024 in California, the West Coast, and they've actually, I think the article I read, it's increased by 60 or 70%. This is probably one of the worst years that they've seen in constant earthquakes. And I don't know if you guys follow the whole San Andreas fault and how every 100 years it's due for an eruption. Well, we're now almost at over 150 years past due. So I think it's closer to 200 years. It's past due for an eruption. So that's really scary. And the last one, again, is when San Francisco burnt down, and that was the 9.0 back in the 1900s. Definitely if you're under sea level. But it's just weird. I guess my whole point is that I hate that we're supposed to be a free country, but it's not free, right? We're still, and then you know what? Somebody had posted something on one of my videos. They said, well, I don't know if you know this, but Americans, the United States, is one of the countries that's known outside of our world. We're the most experimented on by our own government. And I literally thought about that comment all morning long. And then I started thinking about the little town up in Washington. They kind of did a blurb on it, literally a blurb. But basically what happened, I want to say back in the early 1990s or even 2000, they got hit with the freak storm. And instead of rain, it was this gel that came down and covered the town. A couple of people started collecting specimens of it. The crazy part about this gel, it was literally like a goop. It was like a jelly, and it was stuck to everything. And then people started getting really sick, really sick. And luckily, it was two EMTs, a brother and sister, who were actual EMTs. They collected specimens of it, and they would not let their local authorities, and they even reached out to the federal, different branches within the government to help them, and they would not let it go. And they finally got answers that it was some sort of biological specimen. They have no idea what it was. It was something biological that was in there. But fast forward 10, 20 years, their mother died of, I believe, a stomach cancer. And then a lot of people in that town died from different types of cancers. The town itself, the population has decreased, but everybody that was there during when that stuff dropped down on their town have died from some form of cancer. So when we talk about testing, yeah, it's been done on the United States. And we can even go back to Detroit and the slums and East Coast, where recently, I believe about 2 years ago, the military was forced to unseal unclassified documents because people started suing them that they were being tested on back in, and we're talking 50s and 40s, where people in the slums, in the ghettos, said that the military would come in, go on top of apartment buildings with these huge fans, and they would just have dust flying all over their neighborhoods. And people started getting sick, and people started getting different cancers. And those cancers stayed with the families, and then the next generation started getting those type of cancers and people dying. Well, the descendants sued, and they were actually able to prove their case, made them unclassify certain amounts of documents, and it showed that the military actually did go in and were doing some form of testing on poor people. So it's not wrong, and I think that's what bothered me so bad about that comment. Had human stem cells in it. Yes, it did. Nicholas, see, it did. We are their experiment. Yeah. I hate to say that, but yeah, I think it's still happening. I hate that. And we just have we're literally can't do anything about it. It's frustrating. Raining jellyfish. Yeah, Nicholas, see, it was like jellyfish. It was like a gel. And it was crazy. It was bad. um, testing with mosquitoes. So I have a video. Let's see if you guys can see it. I didn't know if I wanted to share this one. I've been holding on to this one. But let me see if you guys, can you see that? That's in Florida. But do you see how it's dropping down and it's like hitting something in the air? So that's why I've been kind of watching this video over and over. So the person who sent it to me, he was like, hey, just look where it's falling down on. It's like it's hitting something in the air and then it dissipates. I haven't posted this one yet. And I've been kind of going back and forth. Because we know they do tests for mosquitoes. Whether it's for mosquitoes, that's up to everybody to tell, but it happens a lot in Florida. But I keep watching that video and I'm like, is it hitting something? I saw, are those, no, it's, so Paula said, I saw that, are those Gates mosquitoes? That's actually, it's smoke coming down. It hasn't even hit the mosquitoes yet. It's whatever they're releasing from that helicopter, but it's hitting something. And that's why I'm like, maybe I'm just seeing too much into it. And that's part of kind of the reason why I haven't shared it yet. Because, you know, doing this day in and day out and seeing different videos, you're just like, oh my God, now am I really starting to see this all the time? Like, I swear I see shadows in my house. And I'm just like, oh my God. So I don't know. Maybe I'll share that one. Maybe I'll leave it up to you guys. You guys tell me. You should post it. I might just post that. There's so many that I have, you guys. It's crazy. Just different things. And I'm just like, wow. And what I love about this is that it's everybody, it's normal people like you and me seeing this stuff and able to get it out so people can see that, hey, it's weird. There's nothing they won't do, I know. But I got to be careful now because I got in trouble. Ooh, I don't want to say Men in Black because I don't want to sound cliche, but when the whole Miami thing happened, I got really hardcore into that and I started posting and really digging. And I was warned. That scared me. Whether people believe it or not, especially influencers who have a following and when they post their videos and people are watching, they're watching us. But yeah, I got warned and I was followed for a while. That one scared me. So I got to be careful with what I say and do now because it is a different ball game. I hate talking about it because people are like, no, you're paranoid. Okay. If I disappear and stop posting, you know why. But let's talk about these UFOs. Gang stalking is real. It's all real. There's so much. I'm like, I don't even want to get into it. But let's talk about these UFOs. So, what do you think is going on? Is it our military? Some of the videos, some of them that I see, I'm like, no, that's one of ours. Like you can tell. Like the one from Russia that I posted, when I saw it, I'm like, that's 100% man-made. That is not alien. That is not other. That's ours. That's somebody, I don't know if they were trying to do a stunt. But then some of these videos, I'm like, we don't have that technology yet. And then this whole December 3rd that we were supposed to have this invasion. I don't even know what to think anymore. I'm just like, okay, we know that the government has already came out and said, yes, right? There's non-human craft out there that's not from us or any other country on this planet. So they've confirmed that. So when is going to be the next step for full disclosure? And also, I want to mention, I don't know if you guys know this, but they've activated Space Force. And the only reason why I know that is because I have a friend who's actually in Space Force. And he's gone. He shipped out. So I feel like we are being prepped for something, but I don't think it's on the day everybody thought it was going to be. And somebody said 2025, and I do believe 2025 is going to be a groundbreaking year for all of us because there's other things coming out that they can't keep a lid on it. Like, don't think I'm crazy. I mean, look at what I do, so you probably already do think I'm crazy. When we talk about werewolves and we talk about vampires and we talk about that type of paranormal, people are like, oh, it's myths, it's folklore. There's a video out there of one, several videos, and they're starting to increase. One of the hardest paranormal videos that I've ever been able to find and come across and try to attempt to show is that of a shapeshifter, of a werewolf, of that type of mythology, right? It's so hard to find. But now with all this new technology, all this drone technology, and people are recording and getting into places that they shouldn't be getting into, I think there's going to be disclosure about that. And we have lots of stories regarding werewolves, especially if you want to talk about I believe it's World War II, where they had the supposed squadron of werewolves that were eating our soldiers. You guys may have heard those stories. I know they're all on YouTube. I think we're going to have a lot of disclosures about a lot of different things that we've always thought were myths. So I don't know. 2025 is definitely going to be interesting. I am going to be here for it. I'd rather be crazy than stupid. Right? I am right with you, Paula. I love that because that's why I just love putting the videos out there and let you guys decide. And then that was the other thing I wanted to mention. For those who have been following me, I've been doing this for about 2 years now. I never want to push my views on any of you. My whole goal is not to tell you, well, this is what it is. That's why I never do that in the videos that I post. I never want to press my opinion on anybody. I'd rather you decide for yourself what you're looking at. I do make a conscious effort to make sure that whatever I share with you all is not CGI or AI. There are certain people that I refuse to share their videos, like NCOG or CCOG or whatever. All of his videos are AI generated. He makes those, and people are like, it's real. No, it's not. And and I'm not knocking him. I mean, that is a beautiful talent to be able to do that. He needs to be in movies. What I don't appreciate are people that try to pass it off as real. That's not real. We have enough weird around us, questionable, true paranormal around us to not have to fake it. And when you start faking it and start making these cheesy, crappy videos, it makes it harder for the rest of us to actually show you the truth and the proof of what real people, meaning like me and you, are actually catching out there. So I do make that as a conscious effort to make sure that it's real and that I'm not pressing my opinion on you. I know people are always asking me, why do you say, tell us what you think? Because I really want to know what you think. I'm not going to tell you what it is. I'm not going to tell you what I think it is. I'm not going to tell you if I agree or don't agree. I love everybody's opinion, even those who don't believe. That's okay, because our whole goal is to question, right? That as a human species, we should be questioning because we need to evolve to the next phase of our existence. And we don't do that and we can't do that if we don't question and we don't research and we don't have an open mind and be open to change. So the only way to do that is to be able to form your own opinions from what you see and what you read and what you feel and your gut instinct and all of that. So, but that's just my little spiel. But I think I am going to end it here. a couple of things. I think I'm going to get back into my podcast and start doing new videos on that, or new sessions on that. I'm going to still continue with all of my videos and posting. But I just wanted to start my first time live on YouTube, see how it goes, see how you guys like it. Maybe make it a once a week thing if we like it. And then I'll have to do this when my daughter's asleep. But I just want to say I love you guys and appreciate you. And I appreciate those who have been following me. Paula, you're one of them from the very beginning. And I love seeing your responses. And I know that I'm not actively, constantly commenting back. And I apologize. It's just a lot between all platforms. So just know I do try to see them when I can and then like and heart them. But I appreciate you guys. And thank you. Good night. Until tomorrow.